What's going on, everybody? Sigourney Jackson here with another episode of Hoop Politics. Appreciate you for watching. If you haven't already, hit the like, subscribe, and the notification bell to stay up to date on everything that is Hoop Politics. This video in particular is really special because it's the first ever video that I'm doing that's based off of somebody giving me a recommendation of something they wanted to hear me talk about. So shout out to Kevon_Persia_. I think I'm pronouncing it right. I hope I'm not butchering it too much, but shout out to you, man. We had a conversation and he wanted me to talk about bad coaches and how to deal with them. So I think that that's a great topic. Thank you for the shout out. And it's just something really, really big. I've dealt with plenty of bad coaches in my life. Honestly, out of my entire basketball career, I could probably count on not one hand, but probably 2 or 3 fingers how many decent coaches I had, and none of them were actually my real basketball coaches in high school or college or any of that kind of stuff. So the first thing that we have to always make sure that we have in check before we speak to a coach is ourselves. And I know that that's probably the childish, goody two-shoe thing to say, but it's a real thing. Respect goes a long way. Yes, sir. No, sir. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. All of these things play a major factor. So the first thing we want to make sure we do is before we step into a conversation with a coach, we want to make sure we're giving that respect up to them first and foremost, because technically they do hold our future in their hands. Communication. Communication is the biggest thing that we have to understand from a basketball or an athlete to a coach perspective. We have to have communication. Many times we have fallouts with coaches and a lot of bad things happen, not because of what we are talking about, but because of the lack of communication or the lack of how we translate it to one another. We're not doing a good job in our communication skills. And not only are we not good at maybe what it is we're saying or how we're saying it, but when we are saying it. There is a time and a place to have a conversation with your coach when you have an issue with them, whether they're a good coach or a bad coach. It is not a good idea to ever have a disagreement with a coach in front of other people at all, or in front of other players, because after a certain point, it's going to turn into a dick swinging contest, okay? Coaches have egos, just like players, and you have to understand as a player, being younger, when you walk in to have a disagreement with a coach, many coaches are going to automatically look at it like, I'm 40, 50, 60 plus years old. Who is this 17, 18, 23, 24-year-old kid? Who is he to come in here and tell me I'm wrong or to tell me how to do my job? I've had so much experience. I've done this, and they might take it personal. It's no different than when you have a disagreement with your parents. Many times you may be right with what you're saying, but that parent may not be willing to listen to that because they are stuck in the idea that I raised you. I'm older than you, so you can't tell me anything. No different with a coach. So we want to make sure that we come respectfully. We want to make sure that we are doing it in a proper time and in a proper environment, and so that we can try to get the best response to be able to come together and get on the same page so the coach can get what he wants and you as a player can get what you want. So when you're talking with a coach, the first thing that you want to do is you want to make sure that you are letting it be known what it is that you want, but without saying what you want. So let's say that I want to average 25 points a game for my senior year. I'm a junior coming into senior year in college. I am not going to come to the coach and say, hey coach, what's the best way for me to start getting the dub 5 a game? He's going to look at me and say, this kid is selfish. You know, our offense isn't even built like that. Get out of my office. Better yet, transfer. You know, and you could start bad blood just off of that conversation alone and how you approach it. Opposed to coming in and saying, hey coach, I want to say I appreciate you for having me here. You know, last year was a great season. Coming into my senior year, I just want to know, what is it that I can work on? What is it that I can do to be a bigger focal point in the offense, or a bigger piece to the offense coming in next year for my senior year? That sounds a lot better than the first statement we make. Or you might want to come to him and say, coach, you know, look, I have a goal, I have a dream. You know, I want to play college basketball one day. I want to be a professional one day overseas. What is it that I can do to help the team while also putting myself in the best situation to achieve my goals? When you come humbly like that, you're letting the coach know what you want, but also letting him know that I am a team player and I'm willing to do whatever is necessary in order for us to both make sure that our dreams come true in what it is we're trying to do. That could lead a coach to, instead of saying, get out of my office, to, you know what, I see you've been working really hard. I think that, you know, a lot of things you can work on could be your mid-range jump shot. You can work on your ball handling a little bit more. You know, you played really hard last year. I think you need to work on getting in better shape. Okay, coach, that sounds great. And then you want to go a step further by saying, coach, can you write out a workout plan? Can you show me some things, you know, that you personally think will make me better so I can do that during the summer? That lets a coach know not only is he a good communicator and shows leadership qualities that I can entrust him with the team, but also he's eager about getting better. He's not just listening and saying, okay, coach, I'm out of here. He's saying, no, tell me what you want me to do and then show me what you want me to do. That's showing leadership. That's showing that I'm going to make the effort to do whatever I can. You want to make sure that you're just communicating as best as possible. When you're showing that communication skill, the coach is normally willing to give you the keys to the car when it's backed up with hard work and showing it every single night, not just when I feel like it. Now, let's say that you have this conversation with the coach and the coach says to you, I don't see that for you. I see you, you know, just being another basketball player who's going to rebound and play defense for me. You know, or they're just saying something that you don't agree with, that you don't see for yourself, or you don't feel like is going to put you in the best position to be able to achieve your goals. From there, you have two real decisions to make. The first decision is you can say, I'm just going to stay here. I'm going to stay here and I'm just going to try to figure it out. And personally, if you have goals of playing at the next level, whether you're in high school trying to go to college or college trying to go pro, I would not take that approach unless I am playing for a school that has a major name. And by that I mean the Dukes, the North Carolinas, the Kentuckys, so on and so forth, UCLA. If you play for a massive school, you have the leeway of maybe not playing your natural position or doing all the things you see for yourself and still getting the opportunity to play at the next level somewhere because you have that stamp of politics. The political stamp of I play for an ACC school. I play for a Power 5 school. We were in the NCAA tournament. So people are going to assume that you might be better than what you are. And the same thing with high school. If I play for a top WCAC school or Oak Hill or a Sunrise Christian Academy or Montverde or whatever, I'm going to possibly get that pass that I need to get in. But if you're watching this video, most likely you're not one of those people. So why am I even talking about that? But of course, like I said, that's probably not you. So the second thing that you probably should be looking at is leading. When you're playing in sports as an athlete, that is the thing that a lot of people don't talk about. That is a 100% fact. In order to be successful as an athlete, you have to be ready to get up and go at a moment's notice. You have to be ready to leave if necessary to do what's best for you as an athlete. Not what's best for the school, not what's best for the coaches, not what's best for your team. Because if your team looks at you and says, oh, well, you're selfish and you're this, this, and this, those aren't your real friends, okay? That's not a real team. A team is going to support you in whatever decision you make that's best for you. Just like how you're going to be happy for them and whatever decision they make that will be best for them, because we're all a family. We're all trying to eat at the end of the day. But let me make sure that I say this. Do not get up and transfer or say screw the coach or cuss him out or any of that kind of stuff and you do not have a backup plan. There is a way to leave. There is a graceful way to leave. When you leave, you want to make sure you have something lined up, whatever it is. If you're a freshman in college and you're getting ready to leave, you need to know in your mind, okay, I'm going to a JUCO. Or what are my options? I can go to a JUCO, I can go to a Division II school, I can go to a D1, I can go D3, I can go NAIA, whatever it is. You want to make sure that your schoolwork is already in order. I know that I have this many credits I'll transfer, my GPA is this, so on and so forth. And so that way, when you get ready to leave, you already know what your status is and you know about all the possibilities that are available to you. You want to make sure that you may have already talked to some coaches. You know, you want to make sure that you've already lined up some workouts or you have some showcases to go to. If you don't have a handler who's doing that for you from back when you were in high school or whatever the case may be. But do not just get up and leave and not have some form of a backup plan. And always, always, always remember, it's a gamble. Whenever you leave and transfer out, it is a gamble. Me personally, I've been to about 5 different colleges. And it worked out for me as far as being able to continuously still get picked up. but that's because I had a certain resume behind me that a lot of other kids do not have. You may not be one of those players who has a resume like mine, so you may not have that leisure of being able to say, I'm out of here, you know. And if you don't, you have to understand that. Don't leave it in other people's hands to decide your fate. So that's all I got. Whenever we're talking with bad coaches, dealing with good coaches, or whatever the case may be, want to always make sure that we deal with respect first, great communication. It's not about what you say, it's how you say it, and it's the timing of when you say it. Don't pick bad times when you're upset or when a coach is upset to say the wrong thing at the wrong time. Walk away if you need to, get a little bit of time, and come back when the moods are a little bit down and a little bit more mellow. And finally, don't be afraid to leave. Don't be afraid to get up and leave. It's a part of the game. You have to do what's best for you at the end of the day. And understand that all of this is a gamble. So that's all I got today. Make sure that you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, stay up to date on everything that's Hoop Politics. Follow the Twitter and the Instagram at Hoop_Politics. Comment below and let me know what else you want to talk about or what you want me to talk about. I really love doing this. I appreciate you guys for sending me all the love that you have been. God's always in control. Peace.